Hi guys, Chapter 7 Part 2. Oh heavens, I thought. Oh help. Oh Lord have mercy on me. These foul, bald-headed females are child killers, every one of them, and here I am, imprisoned in the same room and I can't escape. At that point, a new and doubly horrifying thought struck me. My grandmother had said that with their special nose holes they could smell out a child on a pitch black night from right across the other side of the road. Up to now, my grandmother had been right every time. It seemed a certainty, therefore, that one of the witches in the back row was going to sniff me out at any moment, and then the yell of "Dog's drippings" would go up all over the room and I would be cornered like a rat. I knelt on the carpet behind the screen, hardly daring to breathe. Then suddenly I remembered another very important thing my grandmother had told me. The dirtier you are, she had said, the harder it is for a witch to smell you out. How long since I had last had a bath? Not for ages. I had my own room in the hotel and my grandmother never bothered with silly things like that. Come to think of it, I don't believe I'd had a bath since we'd arrived. When had I last washed my hands or face? Certainly not this morning, not yesterday either. I glanced down at my hands. They were covered with smudge and mud and goodness knows what else besides. So perhaps I had a chance after all. The stink waves couldn't possibly get out through all that dirt. "Witches of England!" shouted the Grand High Witch. She herself, I noticed, had not taken off either her wig or her gloves or her shoes. "Witches of England!" she yelled. The audience stirred uneasily and sat up straighter in their chairs. "Miserable witches!" she yelled. "Unless lazy witches! Feeble, fribbling witches! You are a heap of idle, good-for-nothing vrums!" A shudder went through the audience. The Grand High Witch was clearly in an ugly mood, and they knew it. I had a feeling that something awful was going to happen soon. "I am having my breakfast this morning," cried the Grand High Witch, "and I am looking out of the window at the beach. And what am I seeing? I am asking you, what am I seeing? I am seeing a revolting sight. I am seeing hundreds, I am seeing thousands of rotten, repulsive little children playing on the sand. It is putting me right off my food. Why have you got rid of them?" she screamed. "Why have you not rubbed them all out, these filthy, smelly children?" With each word she spoke, flecks of pale blue phlegm shot from her mouth like little bullets. "I am asking you why," she screamed. Nobody answered her question. "Children smell," she screamed. "They stink out the world. We do not want these children around here." The bald heads in the audience all nodded vigorously. "One child a week is no good to me," the Grand High Witch cried out. "Is that the best you can do?" "We will do better," murmured the audience. "We will do much better." "Better is no good either," shrieked the Grand High Witch. "I demand maximum results. So here are my orders. My orders are that every single child in this country shall be rubbed out, squashed, squirted, spitted and frittered before I come here again in 1 year's time. Do I make myself clear?" A great gasp went up from the audience. I saw the witches all looking at one another with deeply troubled expressions, and I heard one witch at the end of the front row saying aloud, "All of them? We can't possibly wipe out all of them." The Grand High Witch whipped round as though someone had stuck a skewer into her bottom. "Who said that?" she snapped. "Who dares argue with me? It was you, was it not?" She pointed a gloved finger as sharp as a needle at the witch who had spoken. I didn't mean it, your grandness, the witch cried out. I didn't mean to argue. I was just talking to myself. You dared argue with me, screamed the Grand Eye Witch. I was just talking to myself, cried the wretched witch. I swear it, your grandness. She began to shake with fear. The Grand Eye Witch took a quick step forward, and when she spoke again it was in a voice that made my blood run cold. A stupid witch who answers back must burn until her bones are black, she screamed. No, no, begged the witch in the front row. The Grand Eye Witch went on. A foolish witch without a brain must sizzle in the fiery flame. Save me, cried the wretched witch in the front row. The Grand Eye Witch took no notice of her, and she spoke again. An idiotic witch like you must roast upon the barbecue. Oh, forgive me, oh, your grandness, cried the miserable culprit. I didn't mean it. But the Grand Eye Witch continued with her terrible recital. A witch who dares to say I'm wrong will not be with us for very long. A moment later, a stream of sparks that looked like tiny white hot or mellow fillings came shooting out of the Grand-Eyed Witch's eyes and flew straight towards the one who had dared to speak. I saw the sparks striking against her and burrowing into her, and she screamed a horrible, howling scream. And a puff of smoke rose up around her. A smell of burning meat filled the room. Nobody moved. Like me, they were all watching the smoke, and when it had cleared away, the chair was empty. I caught a glimpse of something wispy white, like a little cloud, fluttering upwards and disappearing out of the window. A great sigh rose up from the audience. The Grand Eye Witch glared around the room. I hope nobody else is going to make me cross today, she remarked. There was a deathly silence. Frizzled like a fritter, said the Grand Eye Witch. Cooked like a carrot. You will never see her again. Now we can get down to business. Oh dear, and that's the end of that chapter. Ooh, not a very nice lady, is she? Not a very nice witch. Okay, hope you enjoyed that. See you soon. Bye.